We're in progress. Good. Let's go. We are. Oh, that's this little thing that fell on the floor. It tells me where we're holding. Um,
5B2, 1. 5B1.
Well, I guess it doesn't tell me. No, sorry. Okay, so where are we holding? Let's see. Elote Machachi. I didn't mark it off. Okay. So oh yeah, we were a little bit in wonderment about this Rashi. We read this Rashi. We didn't understand what the explanation is all about. Rashi di Ramaskil al the Islay Mishtaba or the Leislay Mishtaba. That's what we were up to. The Rashi. That's what this note says. Right? Okay. All right. So I didn't get any new, didn't do any more analysis of this Rashi. But okay. So maybe we could read it over. And before we read it over, let's just get our bearings over here, what this Rashi is talking about. It's talking about the part of the Gemora that says, Al de Isle Mishtaba or the Leisle Mishtaba. Where is that? I don't see any such words. Oh yeah, okay. Al de Isle Mishtaba or the Leisle Mishtaba. Okay, fine. Oh, this is actually the question of the Gemora. So the Gemara is returning now to what it says in the Mishnah. It says in the Mishnah that they swear, each one swears, each one swears, she'ein lo ba, he doesn't have anything to him in this talis, pachos mechatzia. He doesn't have less than half of the talis. Each one of them swears like that, and accordingly we give the talis to both of them. So now the Gemara wanted to know. It's not clear to the Gemara. Islay mishtaba or the leislay mishtaba. What is he swearing on? Is he swearing about what he has, or is he swearing about what he doesn't have? Okay, so that's the bit. That's where we got up to, and we read the Rashi. Let's read the Rashi again and see if we could come up with an explanation of what Rashi is explaining over here. We need an explanation of Rashi's explanation. Okay, Phil.
Oh, the Islay Mishtabak, there is a swear, or the Leislay, well, there isn't, he doesn't swear. Habal Yeshav, he comes to make a shua, Lito Chetzi, and he wants to take half. Tzrichu, he needs Lishaver, he has to be able to do a shua. Yo Shalobo, to him there is Chetzi. Or you should swear, she'ain lo, Oh, he doesn't have. There isn't to him. Pachot mechetzi, less than half. Okay. So we have two kind of categories. He doesn't have less than half, which means he has at least half. Okay.
We're doing this long Rashi again, Lou.
I know. Shema.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Perhaps aim blow flow clue. Maybe he doesn't have anything at all. You know, because he doesn't have what you call nothing is less than half.
Maybe he doesn't have anything.
When he does this shua, shein lo, he doesn't have b'chot mechet, less than half. The emet, really, who nishpa, he is swearing, shein lo bo klum, that he doesn't have anything.
He doesn't have even less.
And it's good im hayali shlish if he had a third, or of these or a quarter, who nishpa, and he swears that she'ain bo less than half. Nishpa, he is sheker. This would be a sheker. This would be a false shvua. Shehari yesh lo bo shlish. He does have a third. Shehu pachot, which is pachot bechetzi. That is less than half. The ain lo bo bechetzi. And if it doesn't have less than that, about kashe'ain lo bo klum, it doesn't have anything, nishpa hu be'emes. It really would be a good shua.
Lo bo chetzi, and he doesn't have in it chetzi. Kashe'ain lo bo klum, nishba hu be'emes. Okay, so this. I don't remember what you said yesterday, Luke, but I'm thinking to say the following right now. What's the problem? Why I didn't understand this yesterday? Is because the Gemora's asking a question over here. It says in the Mishnah, he swears she'ein lo bo pachas mechetzia. He doesn't have less than half. So the Gemora asks a funny question, really. What do you mean? Isla mishtaba? Is he swearing on what he does have, or is he swearing about what he doesn't have? He's got to swear. Is he swearing on what he doesn't have, or is he swearing about what he does have? That's the Gemara's question. And Rashi's explaining that, look, Habal Nishava Valitol Chetzia. What's he doing? He's coming to make a shvu over here, and we're going to give him, like we give the other guy that also makes a shvu, we're going to give each one of them chetzia. We give each one a half of the portion. That's what we're going to do. But we don't want that they should say a shvua, which is a sheker. Now, what's the problem over here? The problem is like this, is that 999 out of 1,000 times, what happened over here is that one of them owns the whole thing because he picked it up first, and the other guy doesn't own any of it because he did not pick it up first. And if you don't pick it up first, then you don't own nothing, right? That's the problem. But we don't know which guy is the one that owns the whole talus. We don't know. And so therefore the Mishnah says that, look, we're going to split it because we don't really know. And if you'll say, well, so why do they got to swear? Oh, the reason why they got to swear really is because we don't want guys walking around and running over to some guy that has a talus and grabbing onto his talus and then coming to Bezdin and saying, see, I am holding on to the talus. I own no less than half of the talus. Yeah, sure. We know that you just grabbed onto it. That's a simple case. But in this case, it's not clear. And so we want, in all cases, really, that even in this case, that the both of them are going to have to make a shvua. And like that, the one that just grabbed on in the scenario that we're worried about, that might end up happening, he will be discouraged from doing so, because he's basically a normal guy. He's not a goslin. He's not a. I mean, he might be a goslin actually, but we don't know. We don't know which one of them is the goslin, but we assume that he's not going to say a false shvua, because he knows that he doesn't own it. So that's why we give both of them a shvua. Okay, so in this case, both guys really honestly think that they picked it up. They picked it up first, and that's what they're telling us, right? Both of them say, I picked it up first, and the whole thing is mine. That's what both of them are saying. And it's true that one of them it really is true, and the other one it really is not. Okay, so what do we do? So this is what we do, says Rashi. We got each one of them to make a shvua, but the problem is like this: when we got each one of them to make a shvua, what kind of shvua are we going to give them to make? We don't want them to end up making a shvua sheker. The guy that didn't pick it up first, he's going to make a shvua sheker. How could we orchestrate a situation to protect society from no goodniks when this guy is going to end up making a shvua sheker? That we can't do. So therefore we make them make this shvua we make him make this shvua in such a way that he's not going to end up making a shvua sheker. Now, how does that happen? How does that happen? Really, the guy owns the whole thing, or he owns nothing. But we're going to give them half. So we say like this. So the Gemora wanted to know what is he actually saying? Is he saying he owns in a positive way, or is he saying he owns he doesn't own any less than this amount? So the point is like this. I think Rashi is saying over here. Let's read the Rashi again. Abal lishava litol chetzia storik hu lishava sheyesh lo bo chetzia, o lishava she'ein bo pachos michetzia. That's the Gemora's question. Rashi's quoting. So what Rashi's going to do over here is he's going to explain why, if you say it in a negative way, both of them will not be in violation of making a shvua sheker. That's the point. How is it that when he swears in a negative way, he's not going to be in violation of a shvua sheker? Maybe this is what Lou meant, but I didn't realize it at the time. He says like this: Shema. Rashi says when he swears in a negative way that he doesn't have any less than half of this talus, Rashi says be'emes hu nishba. He's now swearing truthfully. How is it that he's swearing truthfully? Says Rashi, Sharei, ein lo klum. because really he's got nothing. We're talking about the guy that picked it up second, and he really doesn't have nothing in this talus. Ein lo klum. So why is it? It says Rashi. He's swearing be'emes. How's he swearing be'emes? So then Rashi doesn't say how he's positively swearing be'emes. He explains to us by showing us how he would be swearing falsely if it would be a different scenario. What's the scenario? Bishlema im haya lo bo shlish o revia. If it would be the case, says Rashi, we would understand that if it would be the case that he actually owns a third of it, or a quarter of the talus. If he would actually own that amount, so then says Rashi, who nishba she'ein bo pachas michetzia, and he says, I have no less than chetzia. I have no less than chetzia. Says Rashi, nishba b'sheker. That would be he would be regarded as swearing falsely. Now, why is that guy called swearing falsely? Didn't he say, I have no less? Well, why? Because he said, I have no less than half of his talus. And really, he does have less than half of this talus. He's only got a third. He's only got a quarter. So says Rashi, that's called a shvua sheker. B'sheker is nishba b'sheker. Why? Shariyesh lo bo shlish. He has a third. V'hu pachos michetzia, and that's less than a half. Ein lo bo chetzia. So now everybody should be jumping up and down. Everybody should be jumping up and down now. Jumping up and down and saying, Rashi, what are you talking about? In the scenario that he has nothing in this talus, all the more so he's swearing falsely. If even he's called swearing falsely, if he only has a quarter or a third, then all the more so he'd be swearing falsely if he says, I have no less than half of this talus, and he has actually nothing. No? That was my problem yesterday. Rashi doesn't address the problem directly. All he does is just say the conclusion. And he says, Aval, but kishe'ein lo bo klum, if he has nothing in the talus, says Rashi, in that case, nishba hu be'emes. Gewaldig. He's sworn truly. I realize that I'm not on the screen. 1 second. You can hear me, I think, but you can't see me. Now you can see me. Okay. All right. You hear Rashi didn't really answer it's a very funny Rashi. He just tells us. So okay, without going on and on about how the fact that Rashi is funny, let's try to figure out what Rashi means. Because Rashi means, it's clear what he means. He means that this guy has not sworn a false shvua, even if he was the second guy that picked it up, and even though he really only owns nothing of this talus in that case. So how is it that he's able to make a shvua that says, Ein liba pachas michetzia? I have no less than half in this talus. So what I think Rashi has got to mean is that we are taking a double message out from this shvua that he's saying, the words of the shvua. Really, we are taking out that he is saying, either this, I'm swearing to either this or either that. That's what he's swearing to. He's saying, how does this work? Somehow Rashi is understanding that when he says, I don't have in this talus, he says, Rashi is understanding that means it means two things. It means that I have no less than, it means two things. Either I have the whole thing, which is not less than half, or it means I have nothing. Or it means that I have nothing. It doesn't mean that I have a third or a quarter, because that would not be more than a half. So he's saying two things. He's saying, it's not that I have something, I have more than a half. It's true, he's got the whole talus, right? On the other hand, maybe I have nothing. And we're taking that he's saying both of these things. Either I'm swearing that either I have no less than half, meaning I have all of it, or I don't have anything. That's what it means. Ein li ba. I don't have in this talus, except for something which is less than a half. What I have in this talus, if I have something in this talus, it's not less than half. Wow. Now you know why Rashi didn't try to explain what I just tried to explain. Because it takes too many words, and Rashi doesn't want to write so many words. He knows that everybody just falls asleep or doesn't understand with all the words. Okay, anyway, that's the Rashi. Okay. And if he actually owned 1/3 or a quarter, Rashi says, oh, that would be a false shvua, right? Because he's saying that either he owns nothing, or if he does own something, that what he owns is more than a half. And like that, owning 1/3 or owning 1/4 is not one of those two possibilities. No, it's not. So that's why that would be a false shvua. Okay. Okay, let's go. We're going to continue now. We got 8 minutes left. Okay. So I hope that clarifies the matter, or maybe at the very least it clarifies the fact that the matter is not a simple matter. That much we could also appreciate from reading this Rashi. Okay. Phil, is that what you meant yesterday?
I'm not sure. You're asking me what I meant. That's a hard question.
I think that's what I meant, Rabbi.
Yeah? Oh, great.
If you want to read, there is an Art Scroll Note 7 to read on this, if you think it's
Yes,
useful.
I want to read it. Yeah, let's see what they say.
Someone want to read the English in that?
I'll read it. The way the oath is formulated in the Mishnah, quote, I do not own less than half, end quote. It is possible for a false claimant to take the oath and rationalize that, notwithstanding how the court construes his intent, he is not swearing falsely. For if he owns nothing, it is technically true that he does not own less than half. Apparently, it would have been better to make each litigant swear simply, I own half. In that way, a false claimant could not maintain his fraud without taking a patently false oath. And the oath would function more fully as the deterrent it was meant to be. Rashi, Maharam, Schiff, see also Tosfos.
Okay, so they're already asking. They're already bringing that the Meforshim are raising a difficulty with this whole Gemora over here. What's the difficulty? That we tried to prevent no goodniks from grabbing onto a taluses, and like this, if we got a shvur like this is what you got to swear to. So then they're going to say, look, I got no problem, because my whole problem was maybe I'm going to have to make a false shvur because I really don't own anything, because I know that I'm a no goodnik. and really the truth of the matter is that he didn't make a false shvua according to what the way that we're explaining the Gemara. so if this no goodnik is going to figure that out, it's not going to deter him. That's amazing. But I don't know what they answered to that question that they asked. But one thing I do see is that they're assuming that when somebody says, I don't own less than half of this talus,
What?
we can construe that to mean, yes, it's absolutely true. He doesn't own less than less than half of the talus. You know what he owns? He owns nothing. It's absolutely true. He said, I swear that I don't own less than half of this talus. And that's true that he's swearing that, because he owns nothing. So therefore he's not going to be deterred from coming in and taking advantage and making a false shvua. That's the question of the Maharam. Because this shvua that we are administering to both of them, the one whose talus it really belongs to, and as well as the one that it doesn't belong to, we're administering the exact same shvua to them. I don't owe less than half of the talus. What does that mean? I really do not own less than half of the talus. It doesn't mean, it could mean that really I own the whole talus, or it could also mean I don't own anything. It's saying it's not true that I own less than half the talus. Or rather, it is true that I do not own an amount which is less than half the talus. Correct? I own none of the talus. Okay. So I don't know what was the answer that they answered. I don't know. I have to take a look at that art scroll again. I have to read the art scroll a second time. Okay. It takes a while to understand things. All right. Okay. I see it's already time now. Oh, no, we have 3 minutes.
Right.
Okay, so let's go further. Rav Huna. Rav Huna is going to answer this question that the Gemora asked. Right? The Gemora asked, is he swearing that he has half, or is he swearing that he has no less than half? Rav Huna. Alan, you got Rav Huna?
5B1, right-hand column, second
Right.
paragraph.
Which paragraph?
Second, the Gemara answers.
Okay, got it. Gemara answers, Omar Rav Huna. Rav Huna said the Mishnah is to be understood as follows. The Tamar Shavua Sheyesh Li More. Each litigant says, I swear that I own something of this cloak, the Ain Li More Puchor Mach Siyor, and I do not own less than half of it. More asks, the name more Shabu or Kulor Shali, but let each one say, I swear that it is all mine, as each initially claimed. Why does the oath imposed on the litigant not fully reflect his stated claim to the entire cloak? The Gemara answers, Umi Vinon Lay Kulor, do we indeed award him all of it? Certainly not, since the other litigant is still holding the disputed cloak. Therefore, the oath is formulated to reflect the final division that follows the oath. The Gemora asks, Renee Moore, Shabu or Shecha Chetza, Yor Shali, but let each say simply, I swear that half of it is mine. Why the circumlocution? I do not own less than half of it. More answers, if he were to swear that he owns half, he would therefore undermine his original declaration that he owns the entire cloak. That's what we read talk last time.
Okay, wow. You see how the Gemara is going back and forth over here? The Gemara is okay. Very good.
Okay, take care, be well.
Thank you, Rabbi.
All the best, everybody. A great day. B'ezrat Hashem.
We'll see you at 4.
Okay, Alan, sounds good.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye, Alan.